Welcome everybody to the Big Dudes in the Trenches podcast. I am Doug. Over here is Tug. How you doing,
And
buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Everyone looking who knows can see a familiar background. I'm back home. It was a great summer, but it's time to get back to work. So I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you were gone for like 3.5 months.
2 months.
So 8
3 months
months,
total, but 2 months on this last stint.
17 months.
Yeah, something like that.
Bug is not with us tonight because he is watching an NFL preseason game. Gross. But the
He's
Bears
with
are
his son.
winning. So good for him, I guess. But also it's an NFL preseason game. Gross.
It is with his son, though. So
I don't care.
I do.
It's
That's a big
gross.
deal.
Take him to a high school game. It would be more impactful than a freaking NFL preseason game.
That's probably fair.
Literally several better options closer to home. Anyway.
Doug, I don't mean to let the cat out of the bag here, but I heard a rumor.
Yeah.
It's a very good rumor.
Uh-oh.
The rumor is that this Saturday is week 0 and there's actual college football on the television.
You know, I heard something about that. And let me just say, I can confirm positive confirmation. This is
from our sources.
College football. Sources
We
have
have
said,
sources that are feeding us this info.
I am sources.
Dang, you really hit the cat out of the bag. You are my source. Dang.
No, dude, football's back.
I know. I'm so excited.
Finally. Not a whole lot of games this weekend. Feels like we had more last year. But we do have 7 games coming up this Saturday.
With another Dublin game, which is always fun.
In a long time. Yes. Another Dublin game in there as well.
Another Dublin game that's actually not featuring Notre Dame, which is even more fun, yet slightly odd for me.
Did you see the helmets that Georgia Tech announced for this game?
Oh, do we have those in the slides? Because I did not see them.
We do not have them in the slides, but they're fine, I guess. It's kind of imagine what you would think of a little Irish pattern on this main stripe.
Ooh, the Celtic knot. I like that.
Yeah, pretty decent. Pretty decent. In just the white and gold, it looks clean, classy.
It does. I approve.
But that's like the last game we're going to be talking about. So
I know. I was excited because I was expecting like some Irish flag kind of pattern. I'll take the Celtic knot though. I'm approved.
That wouldn't look good with Georgia Tech though.
Georgia Tech doesn't
keep it clean and simple. That's slander. I will fight you. Anyway, if you'll remember how we did the show last year, we kind of went overboard with our pick'em.
Slide is coming back.
Slide is coming back though. Yeah, we did a lot. We picked a lot of games. Ended up picking about 230 games.
I liked
throughout the regular season of college football. It was a lot. It was a lot. Might not be the same.
Doug, isn't that about your average of what you watch on a football weekend?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't usually have to predict them. That's a different animal. We have new rules this season. A lot cleaner, a lot simpler. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, pow.
All right.
Keep it easy.
How many games are we picking though?
We're picking however many games we feel like picking.
I'll talk to you offline on that, but we got to keep it even. It's got to be an even number.
No, it doesn't have to be an even number. This week's not an even number because there are 7 games happening. We're picking all of them.
I mean, like you, Bug, and I need to be picking all the same number of games.
Well, yeah, I don't mean that
okay.
Each one of us independently will pick a different number of games. As a show, we'll pick whatever games we feel like talking about.
All right.
Easy as that. We will keep score.
As is tradition.
Does matter. And the one caveat to the whatever games we feel like picking rule. If one of us is attending a game in person, we have to talk about that game on the show.
I like it.
So I say, even if you're going to a D3 school, if you end up hitting one of the mines schools up there right by you, let's talk about it on the show, man.
All right.
If Bug
I might, dude. I might, because
high
South
school,
Dakota School of Mines, you could pull a car right up. They encourage you honking the horn on third down.
yeah,
I don't know if
I've
it
been
gets any
trying to
better
get
than
you to
that.
go for a couple of years.
I know. I got the family now too, so it might be more fun.
Exactly. So I got a couple of trips lined up already. So we'll be.
Is it like last year where you basically have a trip every weekend?
No, it is not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But I am fitting multiple games into the same weekend, some trips.
Approved.
So
Approved my level.
We'll see.
Did you line up all of your work trips to college football?
Yes.
Dude, that is expert level.
Well, I'm going close to Pittsburgh, and
might as well watch
Pitt plays on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 FCS schools in Pittsburgh that play on Saturday. It's also really close to Youngstown. There's a new FCS school in Mercyhurst now that's in Erie. It's like an hour the opposite direction. It's perfect. It's a great area to travel to. So, for football. Anyway, we don't have any of those games this weekend. I'm not going to any games this weekend because they're really far away from me.
My dad's out here, and we want to do some touristy stuff this weekend. So
keep it light, keep it simple.
Yep.
You know who else wants to do some touristy stuff? Apparently, the Delaware State coaching staff. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. This week, we are picking every single game. We got Bugs picks in here, even though he's not with us live. We'll be talking about what he told us in our little Discord chat, which that's another shout out for the Discord. You wouldn't have seen his predictions, but you'll see us talking about all kinds of football stuff on there. Check us out on the Discord. It's the best place to keep up with football news.
All kinds of football stuff, like the SEC's tiebreakers.
I have people who come to me and ask me, hey, what's going on with college football? And I'm like, just scroll through my own Discord and read them out, some of the things that I've shared on the Discord. So check it out, folks. It's a good time. All right. Let's get into the first games of the college football season in 2024. Start off with 3 FCS versus FCS games. We're all picking the same teams for all 3 of these games.
I mean, these games really aren't that hard to pick.
Not great.
No, but usually the FCS are cupcakes. But if there were a term for an FCS cupcake, it would be this. Like for most of these games,
I vote we call them sprinkles.
Yeah, it's fair. These are the sprinkles on the cupcake for the cupcakes.
McNeese is a sprinkle.
Yep.
Norfolk State's a sprinkle.
Let's be honest. Both of those are half a sprinkle.
Why? Why are you hating? Tarleton State's really good.
No, that's fine. McNeese is half a sprinkle.
No, they're a regular sprinkle.
Fine. Only if we agree that North Alabama is more than one sprinkle.
North Alabama it's one of those like special sprinkles. It looks like a star.
I was going to ask if it was
regular sprinkle shape.
I was going to ask if it was actually the frosting.
No, it's still sprinkle probably. Which is sad because I already signed myself up to go to a North Alabama game this year, but I know what I did to myself. So
the only thing that scares me about this slide is what scared me last year about this slide. It's never good when all 3 of us agree.
You say that, but usually when we did that, we were all right. It only happened a couple of times we would get skunked, and it was never on a slide where we had one slide the entire season where we skunked ourselves the entire slide.
That's one slide too many.
Okay, sure. but I'll take those odds. Personally, I'm okay with it. And if McNeese upsets Tarleton State, you know what? I will accept the skunking. We deserved it.
McNeese
McNeese stands
deserved
no
it.
chance of this game.
No, Tarleton State has been building for a few years now. They're getting where they need to be, where they want to be. And McNeese is, I mean, they're just that program that has the ups and downs and can never seem to get a true foothold, even in a standard 4-year cycle.
Shout out to ABC, though, showcasing the HBCU kickoff, the SWAC MEAC Challenge to start the season. Florida A&M is a real contender again
As is
for
tradition.
back-to-back, potentially, HBCU national championships. Norfolk State is not on the same level,
As
but it's
is
the MEAC
tradition.
versus the SWAC. So, again, anything could happen because the MEAC seems to always have the SWAC's number for no good reason. So,
Except last year.
yeah, except for last year when the Rattlers won. So, we're all picking the Rattlers. See what happens. It's dangerous.
We did skip over SEMO in North Alabama, and again, SEMO is one of those teams that this is in a 4-year cycle. This is their year to go out and do damage. That's kind of what Bug was saying, is they're going to be a force this year. I don't see North Alabama slowing them down, and I think they want to get the season started on a high note, and they're going to come down and come out swinging.
If this game were at SEMO, I would have gone to this game, but Montgomery is farther away than Southeast Missouri is. It's unfortunate.
That checks.
Actually, the closest game to me this week, I think, is for the A&M Norfolk State.
It's not Georgia Tech, Florida State.
Definitely not.
Oh, all right.
Actually, I wonder what the farthest game is because we have that one in Ireland. We also have Delaware State at Hawaii.
Well, we have Hawaii versus does Delaware State make it?
Well, they have made it.
Oh, good.
The last. So, if you don't know that story, what we're talking about, Delaware State had a private plane to take them from JFK all the way to Hawaii. They had some kind of scheduling issue. Apparently, it was not Delaware State's fault. It was the airport's fault. And Delaware State was not able to make it to the airport in time to get their flight to Hawaii. So they were broken up into a bunch of commercial flights to Hawaii. I guess what I've heard, the last one was today. They're all making it to Hawaii, not on the timetable they would have liked, and it will only make things worse for them. Hawaii is already a 39-point favorite, and that was without knowing that Delaware State was going to have travel issues. So brutal. The more interesting game between the FCS and the FBS is earlier in the day, where we have Montana State traveling down to the University of New Mexico. The Lobos are hosting a dangerous game here. So dangerous that everyone in the world expects Montana State to win by a lot, actually.
New Mexico is not good. Montana State is pretty good. It looks like New Mexico is paying Montana State for Montana State to win, and it's literally the definition of a win-win for Montana State here.
$400,000 being paid to Montana State for this game.
I love that. That's public knowledge.
And we actually have not done the tier list yet for the Big Sky because I was saving that for Saturday when we're all going to be together and potentially look at the top 4 conferences in college football, the SEC, Big Ten, Big Sky, and Missouri Valley. Montana State, a little bit of a spoiler, Montana State's going to be in that national championship contender tier.
Yes.
New Mexico
always
is not.
seem to be. Yeah, New Mexico, no.
Hawaii's not either, but they're definitely going to be Delaware State. It just is going to happen.
Yeah.
Would really love to see the Rainbow Warriors take off from this. Like, if they have a legitimately great game here, what can that do for their confidence going into the season? I would like for Hawaii to be decent. Like, I remember them being a perennial bowl team, and that always was like a cool story.
I can tell
Then
you what
they've
it.
just decided to not be good the past couple of years.
I can tell you what it won't do for their confidence, or what the confidence won't do for them. Build them a new stadium.
That is correct. That will happen eventually, according to some people. And then one more slide of games to go here. Florida State, Georgia Tech in Dublin, Ireland. Am I stupid?
No, I
That
don't
is the
think you are,
question.
because nobody really knows what Georgia Tech's bring to the table. A lot of this for me is I know Florida State is projected to be contenders at least for the ACC this year. If they're gonna make that run, they need to come out and win this game. Like there's no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna handle their business, but I can see
Mm-hmm.
the path for Georgia Tech as well.
So Florida State is a 10-point favorite, I believe. It stayed at 10 since the last time I looked. I'm picking Georgia Tech, which is why I asked the question. If you're not watching us, which you should be, but thank you for listening. But yeah, I picked Georgia Tech on a hunch. I kind of have the vibe that Georgia Tech might be able to pull this off. Now, I really do like what Norvell's been able to do here at Florida State, and I really do like the players the Florida State has been able to bring in via the transfer portal. But we're talking about basically a completely new offense. They're going to have to do some real serious gelling very quickly, and Georgia Tech's kind of the same team as last year when they outperformed expectations and won 7 games and still flying under everybody's radar. And I know it's the first game of the season. I know it's in Dublin. Like, there should be absolutely no reason that Florida State overlooks them, but maybe they let a little bit of the preseason hype go to their heads, and they let the travel go to their heads, and they forget that there's a real game this weekend. And I have a legitimate question for you.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to sound nuts on first listen, but hear me out. Who is actually the better quarterback, DJ Uyunglele or Haynes King?
And it's hard to say. I'm happy with the progress DJ had last year. You know me, I had not been a fan of him at Clemson. This is his triumphant return to the ACC, or at least this is his return. He's hoping it's a triumphant return.
Right.
Haynes King in the same system that he's been building for a couple of years, trying to get on the field.
1 year at Georgia Tech. This is his second year.
That still offers a little bit more. I think he's going to look a little cleaner out the start. I think I still don't like DJ too much. So I think personally I would choose Haynes King. I just don't know if that is enough to win the game for the Yellow Jackets.
The one clear and obvious statistical reason you would pick DJU, he has fewer interceptions. But even from like a scrambling standpoint, Haynes King is a better runner.
Yeah.
I think Haynes King gives you a lot more flexibility, and this is second year in the offense. It is a completely different system going from Oregon State to Florida State. That is not the same offense. So there might be early game struggles for the Noles.
Yeah.
Early season struggles for the Noles even might carry over in the next week or two.
And that's kind of the key to this game, and what you should be watching for in this game is how does Florida State's offense handle, like you said, the preseason hype, the new offense for most of them, if not all of them. That's going to be what to look for and how they look coming out the gate.
I will say, even though I picked Georgia Tech, Florida State should win this game. On paper, Absolutely. They are the better team.
Yep.
There's just
how often does that actually matter in college football in a conference matchup?
Most of the time. Most of the time, there's a bigger gap than this, though.
Yeah,
I think most of the time there's a bigger gap between Florida State and Georgia Tech too.
I will say, if
And
Georgia
I
Tech
think
does
most
pull
people
this
aren't
off,
realizing.
if Georgia Tech pulls this one off, this is where you're going to start seeing a lot of the people start believing in Georgia Tech, which is what they don't have right now. Is they don't have it. They might have some. You got some people starting to come over, but it's not the same.
See, I want to believe that. That would be awesome if that were the case. I just think if Georgia Tech wins this, there are going to be more people coming out saying that Florida State sucks than anybody coming out saying Georgia Tech's good.
I give
It'd
you a
be like
50-50 on it.
if Vanderbilt comes out and beats Alabama at Alabama this year.
Well, let's keep it realistic.
I'm saying throw out like a crazy scenario like that. Nobody's going to say, "Holy shit, Vanderbilt has a real playoff shot." Everybody's going to be like, "Oh my gosh, Kalen DeBoer is the worst coach of all time." I think it's almost that level.
In that situation, does he get fired after that game? In that situation,
they've given him too much guaranteed money for the next few years. Honestly,
it didn't stop Jimbo and the Boosters.
He would get at least one mulligan like that, I think. Hey, even Urban Meyer lost at Purdue, so.
Well, everybody loses at Purdue. That's one thing you've made me aware of. You never want to play in Lafayette.
Dude, Oregon at Purdue this year. I'm very excited. I cannot wait for that. Top 5 Oregon going into West Lafayette, Indiana. Get fucked.
Welcome to the Big Ten.
And then the last game we were going to talk about is SMU at Nevada. This is an 8 p.m. game on CBS Sports. SMU in their first game as ACC members in name only because they're not getting paid to be. But they're a Power 4 school now. And Nevada's definitely not.
What a return to the top for SMU after the death penalty. It's only been like 50 years.
Yeah. They only had to pay their way in and, basically bullshit the system.
They did the same thing that got them out of it to get back into it.
Yeah. They're like 30-something point favorites in this game, which I do feel sounds really harsh. Yeah, you have to realize how bad this Nevada offense is. Like,
why is Bug picking them? I didn't read it in depth. Why is Bug picking Nevada?
He said he doesn't trust SMU ever, but mostly just fuck them for buying their way in the ACC.
All right, fair enough. It's a rivalry issue copy.
He and I made a dynasty just unrelated to anything else we were doing in College Football 25.
You mean because I haven't advanced stars yet?
Yeah, but we did some team builder teams. So I'm playing as the haunted state Luigi's, and
love it.
He's the whatever something Bowser's, and it's really difficult actually because I'm playing with Washington State's rosters, and Xavier Eckhouse is
not good.
Not good enough.
But did you recruit PNS?
8 interceptions. I threw 8 interceptions.
But did you recruit PNS?
No. Stop it. Get some help.
The devs need some help.
The point I was trying to make was when we made this dynasty, we said, screw SMU, let's throw them in the Conference USA. Just because we were changing up the conferences anyway.
Back to where you came from. Be gone, Satan.
No, but if SMU has any hopes of being good this year, they need to improve that defense. Honestly, in my eyes, this is going to sound nuts to a lot of folks. In my eyes, SMU is an extremely similar boat to USC, where they've had great offenses, like legitimately incredible offenses. If you want to play with the big boys,
you need to play D.
Better have some big boy pants.
Unless you're in the Big 12.
I don't know that they have. Well, none of those teams are in the Big 12.
I know.
It's the Big 10 and the ACC now.
I'm just saying though,
So
like if you're in the Big
figure it
12,
out.
you don't need big boy pants, but you can play with the big boys.
See, is that true now, or was that mostly just an Oklahoma and Texas issue?
Well, I guess we'll find out this year.
Exactly. Because I've actually, when I think of like tough teams, like those scrappy, knock you down teams, it's like Northwestern, NC State, Oklahoma State, TCU, Iowa State are in that conversation.
That's
I
fair.
think Iowa State's going to be better as a defensive conference without Oklahoma and Texas.
That's fair.
But also, SMU better be good on defense, or else this is going to be one of their few wins this year.
Yeah, facts.
Because
Should be.
even with last year's defense, Nevada will not score on them. So, oh man. But yeah, that's our 7 games this week, man.
I know, dude. I'm excited. It's a good taste of college football to kick off the season. It's a good mix of everything. Some good games in there.
Little hors d'oeuvre platter of college football.
Yeah, it's the college football appetizer.
College football horse doovers.
I miss this. A
little short and sweet episode for you guys. Just picking 7 games. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Like I said, happy to be back. Glad to be doing this again. It's always fun with you guys. Here, let the links reset and I'll read them off to everyone just for you because I know you guys like that way too much.
Yeah, it's really awesome when you do that. Love that portion of the show. It's the best part of the show every week.
That's what you guys keep saying. I don't believe you.
Well, start believing it.
All right. Well,
that's what you got to do.
We've got our patreon.com/BTfootball, twitch.tv/bigdudesinthetrenches, x.com/BTfootball, facebook.com/BTfootball, instagram.com/BDT_football, BDTfootball.com, mailbox at BDTfootball.com, youtube.com/@bigdudesinthetrenches, all one word. And finally, we have our Discord. Still won't read that out to you guys, but they will all be linked in the description below and available for you to copy and paste, which is what you are all going to do anyway.
See, Bug reads it out every time, which is extra special because then I tell people, if you let us know in the Discord that you listened to an episode where Bug read you the link and you type in the link because of how he read it to you, let us know and we will give you special Discord status. I will make it happen.
That's fair. I'm all for it. Ben can continue doing that.
But Tug refuses to give you special Discord access.
Well, you just said It's for Bug. Bug's thing.
Buddies. All
right. Before this goes off the rails any further, should I take us out of here?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and or listening. And just remember, you can't win a game if you can't win in the trenches.